They then went to both the palace of heaven and the office of earth, but even there they could not be recognized. I have come, therefore, especially to beg Tathagata to do this on the true pilgrim's behalf. Smiling, Tathagata said, though all of you possess vast Dharma power, and are able to observe the events of the whole universe, you cannot know all the things therein, nor do you have the knowledge of all the species. When the Bodhisattva asked for further revelation, Tathagata said, there are 5 kinds of immortals in the universe, and they are the celestial, the earthbound, the divine, the human, and the ghostly. There are also 5 kinds of creatures, and they are the short-haired, the scaly, the hairy, the winged, and the crawling. This fellow is not celestial, earthbound, divine, human, or ghostly, nor is he short-haired, scaly, hairy, winged, or crawling. But there are, however, 4 kinds of monkeys which also do not belong to any of these 10 species. May I inquire? Said the Bodhisattva. Which 4 kinds they are? The first, said Tathagata, is the intelligent stone monkey who knows transformations, recognizes the seasons, discerns the advantages of earth, and is able to alter the course of planets and stars. The second is the red-buttocked baboon who has knowledge of yin and yang, understands human affairs, is adept in its daily life, and able to avoid death and lengthen its life. The third is the bare-armed gibbon who can seize the sun and the moon, shorten 1,000 mountains, distinguish the auspicious from the inauspicious, and manipulate planets and stars. The fourth is the 6th-eared Masachya who has a sensitive ear, discernment of fundamental principles, knowledge of past and future, and comprehension of all things. These 4 kinds of monkeys are not classified in the 10 species, nor are they contained in the names between heaven and earth. As I see the matter, that species Wukong must be a 6-eared Masachya, for even if this monkey stands in one place, he can possess the knowledge of events 1,000 miles away, and whatever a man may say in that distance. That is why I describe him as a creature who has a sensitive ear, discernment of fundamental principles, knowledge of past and future, and comprehension of all things. The one who has the same appearance and the same voice as the true Wukong is a 6th-eared Masachya. When the Masachya heard how Tathagata had announced his original form, he shook with fear. Leaping up quickly, he tried to flee. Tathagata, however, at once ordered the 4 Bodhisattvas, the 8 Diamond Kings, the 500 Arhats, the 3,000 guardians of the faith, the mendicant monks, the mendicant nuns, the Upasakas, the Upasikas, Guanyin, and Mok, to have him completely encircled. The great sage Sun also wanted to rush forward, but Tathagata said, Wukong, don't move. Let me capture him for you. The Masachya's hair stood on end, for he supposed that he would not be able to escape. Shaking his body quickly, he changed at once into a bee, flying straight up. Tathagata threw up into the air a golden alms bowl, which caught the bee and brought it down. Not perceiving that, the congregation thought the Masachya had escaped. With a smile, Tathagata said, Be silent, all of you. The monster spirit hasn't escaped. He's underneath this alms bowl of mine. The congregation surged forward and lifted up the alms bowl. A 6th-eared Masachya in his original form indeed appeared. Unable to contain himself anymore, the great sage Sun raised his iron rod and killed it with one blow on the head. To this day, this species of monkey has remained extinct. Moved to pity by the sight, Tathagata exclaimed, My goodness! My goodness! You should not have compassion on him, Tathagata. Said our great sage. He wounded my master and robbed us of our wraps. Even according to the law, he was guilty of assault and robbery in broad daylight. He should have been executed. Tathagata said. Now you go back quickly to accompany the Tang monk here to seek the scriptures. As he kowtowed to thank the Buddha, the great sage said, Let me inform Tathagata that it is certain that my master will not want me back. If I go to him now and he rejects me, It's simply a waste of effort. I beg you to recite the loose fillet spell instead so that I can give back your golden fillet. Let me return to secular life. Stop such foolish thought," said Tathagata. "And don't be mischievous. If I ask Guanyin to take you back to your master, you should have no fear that he will reject you. Take care to protect him on his journey, and in due time, when merit's done and Nerva A's home, you, too, will sit on a lotus throne." When she heard that, Guanyin pressed together her palms to thank the sage's grace, after which she led Wukong away by mounting the clouds. They were followed at once by her disciple, Mak-a, and the white cockatoo. Soon they arrived at the thatched hut, and when Sha Monk saw them, he quickly asked his master to bow at the door to receive them. "Tang Monk," said the Bodhisattva, "the one who struck you the other day was a specious pilgrim, a six-eared Masache. It was our good fortune that Tathagata recognized him, and subsequently he was slain by Wukong. You must now take him back, for the demonic barriers on your journey are by no means entirely overcome, and only with his protection can you reach the Spirit Mountain and see the Buddha for scriptures. Don't be angry with him anymore." Kowtowing, Tripitaka replied, "I obey your instruction." At that moment when he and Sha Monk were thanking the Bodhisattva, they heard a violent gust of wind blowing in from the east. It was Ju 8 Rules, who returned riding the wind with 2 wraps on his back. When Idiot saw the Bodhisattva, he fell on his knees to bow to her, saying, "Your disciple took leave of my master the other day, and went to the water curtain cave of the flower fruit mountain to look for our luggage. I saw indeed a specious Tang monk and another specious 8 Rules, both of whom I struck dead. They were 2 monkeys. Then I went inside and found the wraps, and examination revealed that nothing was missing. I mounted the wind to return here. What, may I ask, has happened to the 2 pilgrims?" The Bodhisattva thereupon gave him a complete account of how Tathagata had revealed the origin of the fiend, and Idiot was thoroughly delighted. Master and disciples all bowed to give thanks. As the Bodhisattva went back to South Sea, the pilgrims were again united in their hearts and minds, their animosity and anger all dissolved. After they also thanked the village household, they put in order their luggage and the horse to find their way to the west once more. Thus it is that midway parting upsets the 5 phases. The fiend's defeat fuses primal light. Spirit returns to mind, and Chan is still. 6 senses subdued, elixirs in sight. We do not know when Tripitaka will be able to face the Buddha and ask for the scriptures. Let's listen to the explanation in the next chapter.